So Mikey, another month in the books. Started off quite well in August. September a little bit tough, would you say?
Yeah, it's been a difficult month for the lads. Obviously, we've had 3 defeats now on the spin. Starting with the Dagenham game, which was a difficult start. We were 3-0 down after 20 minutes, and we showed great resilience to come back into the game and nearly take it to penalties, which would have been a good achievement given the start that we had. So that was a disappointing one. And then the following week at Bournemouth, a decision, a sending off which was harsh in my opinion, cost us early on, obviously losing Nick. And the boys showed good character to come back and to have a real go at Bournemouth and create a lot of chances, but again unfortunately we couldn't get anything out of it. And then obviously the Oxford game was bitterly disappointing from our point of view and a huge learning curve for the lads. I think that there was a lot of things at play there. I think just mentally they weren't in the right place approaching the game. Oxford were very, very good on the day, but to go there and get beat 6-1 is unacceptable, and the lads know that. And there's been a huge reaction from them this week. We've done a lot of work around the psychological, the social side of things, and now we'll see how they react to it. It's like I say, it's a great learning curve for them, a very, very difficult experience, but difficult experiences and failures are what make you, and if you react in the right way to it.
I mean, how exactly do you deal with something like a 6-1 defeat? I mean, what do you say to them, bearing in mind they are young lads learning their trade as it is as well?
Yeah, I mean, we were pretty forceful with our words at half time, because at half time you've got the second half to try and put it right. There was a big turning point in the second half with us missing a penalty. Obviously, if that had gone in, it would have been 4-2 and the momentum swings. But I think at that point, that was when the boys really went under. So following the game at full time, there's no point in ranting and raving because there's nothing that can be done about it. So we had a team meeting on the Monday morning. The lads had some input, we had some input. We got a lot of things out in the open that we felt was maybe led to the result and the performance that we had on Saturday, and all you hope is that serves to help them be better in the future.
I mean, more positively, though, and rewinding slightly further earlier in the month, you went top of the league. Admittedly brief, and I know what you're going to say. It probably doesn't count for a great deal, but after the win at Exeter, it must have been a great feeling nonetheless.
Yeah, listen, we don't tend to look too much at the league tables. Like I say, we're looking at the performance levels and individuals' performance within the group, and it's been interesting because I think sometimes performance-wise we've actually been better and not got the results, and then sometimes we've managed to find a way to win when we haven't actually been performing so well. So that's why in youth development you don't tend to get too bogged down with the results. Obviously when you get a 6-1 hammering, then you need to look at things and address it because something's 100% not right. But that aside, I just feel like we need to find that consistency in performance. We talk to the lads a lot about it. If they want to progress in this game, you have to perform consistently week in, week out, day in, day out in training. And the group will be the first to admit they've not been that way. There's not been that consistency. So like I say, the proof is in the pudding now. We'll see how they react to the conversations we've had this week, and hopefully they can have a positive month in October.
Yeah, changing tack slightly, going back to the Premier League Cup, we've begun the group stage of it, and you must have been so proud of the performance last Thursday.
Yeah, absolutely, and that shows you go from that on the Saturday 6-1 to go in and play in Norwich under 23s at Carrow Road and keeping a clean sheet and arguably having the best chances in the game. So that was great. It was great for the young pros that are falling in between the first team and ourselves at the moment, and I think that they all did themselves credit, and I know the gaffer was really, really pleased with the way they played and the way they committed themselves to the game. I think the importance of those sort of games showed, because to the last 15-20 minutes you could see we were starting to get a bit leggy and a bit tired, and that's because the lads haven't played a huge amount of football through no fault of their own. So those games are great, they're important, as are the Central League Cup games, I believe, to get game minutes into those players, so that when the gaffer does need them, and he will need them, it's a long season, there's a lot of games, when he does need them, they're ready to go.
9 players who played a part, having come through the Pompey Academy, really does speak for itself as well.
yeah, it's really pleasing, for us as a Category 3 academy to go up there and compete against the Category 1 academy. Giving a year or two away in a lot of positions as well was it's a real credit to the academy, to Kells, to all the staff that put in the hours and the work to help produce these players at the end. I've got the great job of trying to finish them off and preparing for the first team, but there's a huge amount of work from a lot of dedicated individuals that goes into getting those players to where they are, and it's very pleasing for everyone associated with the football club.